Well, with the Gears of War Eday beta finally being over, it feels like a piece of me has been taken away, and now unfortunately we have to wait until October 1st. Everyone is going to be making their videos about their review for Gears of War Eday, so here's me making mine. Now everybody you ask is going to have a completely different set of opinions and a completely different list than mine, which is fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions for sure. Now with over 100 hours in game, I've compiled a list of mostly everything I don't like, because if I stopped to complain about every single little thing that I didn't like, this video would be a lot longer than intended, and I don't get much viewer attention as it is. Again, these are my opinions. If you disagree, calmly let me know down in the comment section below. I still really enjoyed the beta despite everything I'm about to say. Now that I've made this intro a lot longer than it should have been, let's get into the video. First, and the thing I have the most to talk about, you may be asking yourself, Astral, how does the Nasher feel?
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Well, the Nasher feels terrible. I do not like this weapon whatsoever. I don't even know where to fully begin talking about this weapon. The Nasher has never felt this inconsistent in Gears of War history. Shots feel weak and inconsistent, and on top of poke damage being at an all-time low, this gun does not feel good to use at all. And considering the Nasher is what you'll be using mostly in multiplayer, this is kind of a big issue. The conversation will be drastically different depending on who you ask. Everybody swears that this Gears of War had the best Nasher or this Gears of War had the most consistent Nasher. The truth is, the gun has always been terrible, but never like this. Shots that look dead on will somehow still completely miss. You can find plenty of clips of players hitting a clean point blank and the other player turns around and deletes them. Now, I'm not a game developer, so I have no idea how this stuff even works or how you even begin to go about fixing this. I know ping has always been an issue in Gears of War, but I can't really say that that's the issue I'm seeing here. Maybe you guys could let me know down in the comment section down below. Top everything I just set off with a terrible center screen shooting, and you've got a contender for the worst shotgun in Gears of War history. I would rather be forced to use the sawed-off shotgun than to have to use the Nasher in Gears of War Eday. Absolutely diabolical take, I know, but I stand by it.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Center screen shooting is another issue I have with this game. In my last video, I said that I hadn't played much of Gears of War 5 to understand where a lot of the community was coming from. Now that the beta is over, I have been playing nothing but Gears of War 5. That's the best the Nasher has ever felt. Gears of War has always been a third-person shooter. You should be able to abuse your camera if you have enough knowledge of the game to do so. The magazine size has also been shortened from 6 bullets to 8. For those of you who didn't know, the Nasher had always 8 bullets in the magazine. And now with the new, longer reload animation, 2 bullets have never made more of a difference. I think you can get an extended magazine in Horde mode, but let's be real, that's a change that should have never happened. Having only 6 bullets in your magazine leaves very little room for error. I don't know if this was changed to help new players adjust to Gears of War, but I'd argue that the opposite would have done better. The Nasher also receiving a maximum damage range reduction.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Makes shotgun battles extremely close quarters in Gears of War Eday. In the game's current meta, it heavily supports a one-pump shotgun shot, which requires you to be uncomfortably close to the other player for your shotgun to be able to do anything, which really doesn't seem like a good idea to bring in new players in my opinion. Because imagine just walking around and then getting blasted to the Shadow Realm and not even understanding why. The Nasher has always been a mid to short range weapon, but in Gears of War Eday, it feels like you have to be a symbiote latching onto your host to be within quote unquote damage range. Reducing the Nasher's maximum poke damage kind of takes away from the gun's identity a little bit. Being able to engage from medium range is also what gave the Nasher some of its uniqueness. Sometimes pellets from your shot won't register even when you clearly see blood coming from the other player. There were times where I thought my shot did no damage at all, only for them to go down a second later to the smallest bit of damage. It's not just the Nasher. You could see countless clips of certain weapons like the incinerator or even the long shot. I couldn't tell you how many times I saw my sniper bullet bounce off somebody's head and just fly off into the ether. The hitboxes are another really big issue I had with the multiplayer beta. Just super inconsistent like I've been saying about everything else. There is also a really weird shot delay in between shotgun shots. I don't know how to explain it, but the Nasher definitely shot faster in the older games. I would spam the trigger praying for a second shot to come out, only for my gun to say fuck you from the back.
What do you mean by that?
I really don't know why they did this. This has never happened before. It really just feels so bad. I don't know if the Astral will ever truly be balanced, but in conclusion, what I want to see for this weapon is increase poke damage, increase the magazine size again, correct or fix the hitboxes, whichever word applies better, and please remove that shot delay. Let's talk about movement now. The game desperately needs a field of view slider. Every single shooter has an FOV slider, and Gears shouldn't be any different. Movement is super clunky. It was definitely nice at first, but the more I started to play around with the mechanics, the more flaws I started to see with them. Your movement carries no momentum, which basically means that strafing left and right is not in the game anymore. There's not a single reason to strafe left and right instead of just wall bouncing left and right. Trying to move left and right in a gunfight will straight up get you killed. Movement especially feels bad on mouse and keyboard. I probably played on controller for about 20 minutes before I decided that I wasn't gonna do this, but maybe I should have stuck to controller, because boy were my inputs laggy. Everything just felt super delayed, getting stuck on everything, getting stuck on every piece of cover or every corner I tried to move around. There has to be some type of middle ground, because I do like the new animations and the new look to the game, but it can't come at the cost of fluidity. Even core mechanics like coming out of a sprint feels super slow. You can't have fast-paced gameplay but then slow down everything else. It just makes the core gameplay loop feel unresponsive. If you are playing this game on controller, please let me know down in the comment section how the game feels for you. I'm genuinely curious. Another thing that has people up in arms are these damn 12-second respawns. This is the worst thing to happen to multiplayer. Imagine having to wait 12 seconds to spawn across the map or in a very predictable position. Gears of War has always had a spawn camping issue. Throughout the Gears of War maps, there have always only been 4 spawn points, making it very easy to predict where the enemy team is going to spawn next. Now it's even worse because you have to wait longer. This makes contesting the point on Conquest sometimes not even worth it. If a full team is on point in Conquest, 12 seconds is half the capture meter. The enemy team basically gets a free point all in the time it takes you to respawn. Sometimes you respawn and basically have to accept that the match is over. No time to contest, no overtime, nothing. Market was a smaller map compared to Outpost, and even then, the 12-second respawns and having to run from point A to point B definitely took its toll on me. Now imagine you're not having the best game and you're constantly having to wait those 12 seconds. Those 12 seconds add up. Somebody's going to crash out and somebody's going to lose their minds. I'd also like to see damage-based percentages back in the kill feed. With everything I said before, it's really frustrating to have to wait those 12-second respawns, not knowing if you died due to the bad hit registration or if it was your fault, just so you can know how much damage you did. So people like me don't complain about things that may or may not be accurate. This next one I saved for last because it's super nitpicky. It's kind of like Astral. Are you dead ass? But it's my list, so yes, I'm dead ass. Graphics are something I've stopped caring about in video games. As long as the mechanics work well and the story is well written. You don't need amazing graphics to make a good game. The graphics in Gears of War Eday are beautiful. So a lot of you are gonna look at me crazy when I say I don't like the new Locust designs. I'm mainly referring to the playable Locust characters in multiplayer. They fucking look like the Hills Have Eyes people with Kratos' skin color. To all my gamers who use the Locust Grenadier skin, I know you see the downgrade they gave us in this game. Like, what have they done to you, my boy?
Oh no!
Damn! We don't really notice the changes to the COG soldiers or Delta Squad as much because throughout the games they don't really change as much, and the COG soldiers always have helmets on, just looking cleaner or dirtier depending on the time period. I like the fact that just like the COG, the Locusts had their own set of armor, even though it was just the COG armor with an inverted color scheme and some spikes to show that they're the bad guys. I know certain games like Halo or Crisis had you fighting against aliens, but Gears of War was always different in the sense that you were fighting enemies that were already on the planet. It was a gruesome and depressing story, ultimately deciding who is going to be the surviving race on the planet, the Locusts or the remaining humans. With all the expanded lore in the Gears of War universe, I'm really hoping that we have a huge pool of multiplayer characters. Gears of War 5 did a really good job with this, but I want to keep that trend going. I want to see Uzil Shrak again and General Rom, and even Zamil Karn, people like that. A well-polished game is very important to a game's life expectancy. Another thing is how much in-game swag you give us. People like to grind for their emotes, their banners, their sprays, their weapon skins, their character skins. Grind for them, not pay for them. Last thing I kind of want to touch upon is the ranked mode in multiplayer was absolutely terrible. I don't know if they expected people to actually play ranked mode in the beta, but it really just seems like an afterthought. They just threw it in there last minute. People were leaving my ranked games left and right, with no punishments, mind you. They just fucking leave the game and load up another one like nothing ever happened. I shouldn't have to explain why that's unacceptable. I also fully don't understand the ranking system. You have 5 ranks in what I believe to be 4 divisions. Your division rank is what's tied to you losing points or not, if I'm remembering correctly. I also really think that multiplayer should go back to 5v5. 4v4 just isn't really cutting it for me. I love the smoke, I just can't help it. I'm sorry. But that is my list and everything I don't like about Gears of War Eday so far. Please fix the Nasher. Please fix the hitboxes. Please adjust character movement speed. Please fix the respawn timer. Weapon balancing needs to be adjusted. Certain things need more poke damage while other things need to be toned down a little bit. Please fix the ranked multiplayer. Maybe add a casual playlist since you're so concerned for new players. Please don't slack on the in-game cosmetics. Please add a field of view slider. Please bring back the old mechanics. Meat shields, mantle kicks, grenade tagging, etc. Please bring back 5 versus 5 multiplayer. Please let those big team battles rumors be true. Gears of War has been trying to do a big team battle game mode for a long time. Big team battles have always been possible, and I feel like now even more so with the introduction of Horde Siege. Gears of War has always caught the public's eye because it was a different, very competitive third-person shooter, and there aren't very many of those in the gaming market right now, so we shouldn't be trying to change too much. The graphics are absolutely phenomenal, but let's step back and polish what makes Gears of War great: the fundamentals, the mechanics, and please fix the input delay for mouse and keyboard, especially. The whole time I was playing, something just didn't feel right. You'll probably see some of it in this gameplay, but I really can't stress how fucking bad it was. With all that being said, guys, that is the end of my list. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so very much for watching. My name has been Astral. I like to cook, stream, and talk about anime. And if any of that sounds interesting to you, or you like anything you see on my channel, please make sure you curb stomp that like and subscribe button. It really does help me out in the long run. It lets me know that at least some people are liking the content that I'm putting out, and that's all that matters. Thank you everyone again for watching this video. Plenty of more Gears of War content and all types of content, and I mean not limit myself. We'll see where this channel goes. I have the attention span of Mort from the Madagascar movies, so we'll see. Please be sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. I'd love to get an idea of what the overall community has to say about this game. I really don't have much to say besides that. I'm still getting used to writing scripts and stuff, so hopefully the quality of my commentaries will get better in time. And before I start to ramble, I'm gonna go check out this Modern Warfare 4 beta. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. GG's.
I am Iron Man.
Yo!